Wow, I could not have been more wrong about this card. I got all three of these fights wrong. I said Charles was going to get smothered. He looked like the anaconda in there. I said that Deiveson Figueiredo was too old and was going to get worked. He was the only one doing any work. And I said that Joel Alvarez was going to be too small. He ended up dominating and destroying Vicente Luque and even giving him a foot massage. So let's get into it. I don't know what happened with my picks this week. I don't know. I really don't know. I Let's start with Joel Alvarez versus Vicente Luque. I don't know why I thought Vicente Luque's size was going to be such an important factor. He's not taller than Joel Alvarez, and Joel Alvarez was actually a huge lightweight, so him going up to welterweight actually makes a lot of sense, and his striking is so good. He was picking Vicente Luque apart on the feet, and then even just it seemed like Vicente Luque just wanted out of there. Like the first round, there was this weird Joel Alvarez throws like a left hook that lands, and Vicente Luque like thinks it's an eye poke, gets a minute and a half rest. The referee almost like calls off the fight halfway through this whole weird thing, and then they go back to fighting. It's like no point deduction, nothing. It's just like a weird like Vicente Luque fakes an eye poke, and then let's go back. Um, Joel Alvarez probably wins round one. It goes into round two, and it's just complete domination. Vicente Luque is basically just like curling up on a ball in a ball the whole time and just getting beaten up on top, 12 to 6 elbows, just hitting him everywhere, crucifix position, pinned down. It's like the most clear 10-8 ever. Could have even been like a 10-7, maybe. Um, and then in the third round, between round two and round three, Vicente Luque was like saying to his corner that he was done. He's like, I'm not doing good. And he like leaned into his coach and said that he wanted out of there. And they somehow convinced him to keep going. I don't really know why he decided to keep going in the third round because he didn't do anything there either. And just again got dominated and held down. And eventually, like halfway through the third round, it gets into a position where Joel Alvarez has like a mounted triangle, like or an inverted triangle on top, but Vicente Luque is like sprawled on all fours, and it's just in a stalemate. Joel Alvarez's arm is sort of trapped for a while. Eventually, he gets it out and he starts like doing some body work. I would have liked to have honestly seen more of that, but he can't do anything, and he's not going to give up the position, and the ref's not going to stop the position because you've got this sort of submission attempt there. So then Joel Alvarez starts grabbing Vicente Luque's feet and trying to manipulate them and like playing with his toes and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, what are we doing here? What is going on in this card? In the first two fights on the main card were actually a lot of fun. They both went to finish pretty quickly. So you had Khan Offley from Australia, who in like a few minutes, it looked like he had a leg lock that was going to be put on him by Ramos, but then he was able to get Ramos's back and get a rear naked choke. And then Mario Pinto also dominated Denise and was able to finish him by TKO in round two. So, good start to the card, but then you have this like really weird decision that probably should have been finished. And then it goes to the co-main event, Montel Jackson versus Deiveson Figueiredo, which was honestly just like a snooze fest. It was nothing really happened. I mean, Deiveson Figueiredo looked good. He actually looked very strong for bantamweight. I do think he could do well at bantamweight. I was thinking I felt like his career was sort of over, and I do think it is. I don't think he would ever be able to beat Marab or anything like that, but he looked good. Montel Jackson just wasn't doing anything. It looked like if he really wanted to just put the pressure on and start attacking Davison, he would have been able to do a lot more because Deiveson Figueiredo again, he's so much smaller. The reach advantage of Montel Jackson, he was able to reach him from so far away. Deiveson Figueiredo likes to do a lot of head movement, but even right on the outside of the head movement, Montel Jackson's too would like still clip him and land on him. So I just would have loved to have seen more pressure, but nothing happened and eventually went to a split decision. I was honestly when they went like and the first judge goes 29-28. Figueiredo and this. I mean, I'm like, oh God, split decision. Here we go. I'm like, please, if they give this to Montel Jackson in Rio, they're gonna prove Colby Covington's like filthy animals comment completely right. Like they would have rioted, man. They would have put the Rio in riot. It would have become Riot de Janeiro if Montel Jackson had won this split decision, and you know, it could have. I could have seen a way that he won round one and two, maybe. I don't know, honestly. Anyway, main event: Charlie Olives versus Mateusz Gamrot. This one I got so completely wrong. I really did think that Mateusz Gamrot would have much better wrestling in comparison, like relative to Oliveira, to which he'd be able to get like top position and have dominant control, and that Charles Oliveira would accept bottom position, but that did not happen at all. Charles Oliveira like walked Gamrot down with strikes. You know, Gamrot tried to strike with him, but anytime they got into a grappling exchange, Charlie Olives was able to get onto his back in the first round, like was really threatening with a choke for a long time. Second round, same thing. He just had no fear of Gamrot's power whatsoever. Just walk in with like a high guard, let Gamrot throw whatever he wanted to throw. If some stuff sort of came around the outside, whatever, I'm just going to keep coming and just know that I'm going to hit you so much harder back. And then ends up getting that rear naked choke position again, but a lot tighter and squeezing a lot stronger on like on the whole jaw and face and everything, and it eventually slipped under the neck. And then, yeah, Charles Oliveira beats Mateusz Gamrot, jumps into the crowd, huge celebration for Rio. Very, very good night for Charles Oliveira. Calls out Max Holloway. That for the BMF, like I would love to see that fight. They do a rematch for the BMF belt. I mean, I don't know. I could see that. I could see Charles winning that fight. And I love Max Holloway, like, and I obviously, he won the first fight, but there was that whole weird neck thing, and that was dark-haired Charles Oliveira, not the new Du Bronx. So, congratulations, Rio. Amazing night of fights. I am the worst at picking fights this week. I just 0 for 3. I only picked 3 fights, got all 3 of them wrong, but yeah, if you want really bad fight picks, subscribe.